Ladies and gentlemen.
Roll the camera. Okay.
Kia ora, and welcome to Wake Up Mangaroa. I'm Melody.
And I'm Molly.
In today's stories, scientists has invented an invisibility cloak. We help them find it. Later, Ben looks at a new crime wave that is sweeping the country in the form of woolen graffiti. And of course, the latest weather with Madeline and Cole. But first, a story that will turn your world upside down. If you think your world is getting more topsy-turvy, it turns out you're right. Builders in Germany have built an upside-down house, and before you think they may read the plans upside down, they did it on purpose. The wacky abode was built as a tourist attraction, as well as being a comment on the state of the world. The house is 23 feet tall and rests on its roof and has steel beams in the attic. Inside the house, there are beds screwed into the ceiling, upside-down wardrobes, an upside-down kitchen, and even an upturned bathroom. Though it's not known as if anyone has tried to have a bath or go to the toilet, normally a house like this would take 3 weeks to build. This one took over 4 months because workers kept getting confused by the strange angles of the walls. Many tourists visiting the house complain of mild seasickness and dizziness after a few minutes inside. We go across to our reporter Zara, who is in the house with the owners. How are you feeling, Zara?
Tanya and Holly, and I'm feeling a bit topsy-turvy. So guys, what made you decide to build an upside-down house?
We did it to confuse the neighbours, and it is unique and we've been wondering if it was possible. And we wanted to show the world what interesting things you can do if you try it.
What comment do you feel the house makes about the state of the world?
That we are starting to accomplish amazing things, and by thinking outside the box, plus using technology wisely, that humans don't know everything. There are still lots to discover.
What are some of the challenges of living in a house that has everything upside down?
The bed kind of sleeps on top of me, plus I'm always getting squashed by it.
It was really hard until we got a gravity sucker for Christmas.
I always wake up on the roof with a few broken bones.
You always have a fear of earthquakes. It's very hard to clean.
Do you ever think you will live in a right turned up house?
No, not at this stage.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. I'm Zara for Good Morning Wake Up Mangaroa. Back to you, Melody, in the studio.
Thanks, Zara. Even watching that makes me feel like vomiting. And now for a story that is truly out of sight. Look out, Harry Potter. The world of science is catching up to the world of magic. Scientists in Europe have created a three-dimensional invisibility cloak which can hide objects by bending light waves. It has been found that light can be controlled in a way with special tiny crystals making objects disappear. So far, scientists have made small objects such as coins disappear, but hoping that it won't be long before they are hiding cars, planes, even people. People have always dreamed of making themselves invisible, one top scientist says. The possibilities are endless, and we are very excited. However, since inventing this invisibility cloak, the scientists are having trouble finding it. As soon as we put it down, it just disappears, the inventor of the cloak says. It appears that they are having trouble finding other things too, such as their lunch, which they think might be hiding underneath the cloak. What will this invention actually be used for? Hoping to see through the reason behind the invisibility cloak, here's our on-the-spot reporter Roman with more on the story.
Hello, I'm Roman, and with me is Hannah and Connor, two of the scientists behind the invisibility cloak, but I can't seem to find them. They should be here by now. Whoa, you gave me a fright. I think that's how it works now. So let's go to the questions. What made you want to invent an invisibility cloak?
Well, Roman, that's so people can get out of work in school, because nobody likes work in school. It's just so boring. And you can have so much fun just playing with it, even hiding you, Roman. And don't forget the fun and games of hide and seek. Because you can hide yourself and you can win easily and still have fun. Isn't that great, Roman?
I would agree. What do you hope the cloak will be used for?
I hope we use it to hide soldiers and weapons so we can win the war and to get out of chores.
You are right. Well, that makes things very clear. Well, I'm out of here.
Peace out.
How's this for an interesting yarn? A new wave of graffiti crime is covering the country thanks to an underground gang known as the Midnight Knitters. These wall-waving criminals are covering tree branches and lampposts with small jerseys and scarves under the cover of darkness. Police say the knitted activities of the gang are illegal because their woolly crimes are being done on public property without permission. The popularity of woolen graffiti is growing and more public objects are being wrapped up every day and night. But the problem is growing in length and width, police say, and warn that if the Midnight Knitters aren't caught soon, every tree, lamppost and traffic light in the country will be warmly dressed against the cold. The problem is spinning out of control. There are a close-knit group of dyed-in-the-wool criminals. We are stitching together a case, but it is not seamless. There is no real pattern to the crimes, a police spokesman said today. Today, so far, the criminal knitters have escaped arrest and continue to pull the wool over the eyes of both the public and the police. We now go to the secret location with our investigating reporter Samantha, who has an exclusive interview with one of the Midnight Knitters gang.
Thanks, Ben. I'm Samantha, and joining me in this top secret location are members of the Midnight Knitters gang. Hello, Ayla and Levi, and thanks for joining us. What led you into the dark underworld of knitted graffiti?
Well, since I was a boy, I used to watch my mum knit, but since now I always go out town and knit. But I don't think I'm a criminal at all.
Do you see yourself as a criminal? Why? Why not?
No, I don't think I am. We're only helping the trees in need of warmth, and the trees belong to themselves, not the public.
Apart from trees, lampposts and traffic lights, what else would you like to graffiti with your woolenness?
I'd like to graffiti the schools with a bit of splash of pink and purple.
Thanks for your time, Ayla and Levi of the Midnight Knitters gang. We now go over to Madeline and Cole with the weather update.
Thank you, Samantha, and good evening, New Zealand. Let's have a look at tomorrow's weather. Starting in the far north in Kaitaia, look out for some pretty flash flooding and raindrops as big as your head. If you're going outside, wear a hat. Moving down to Auckland, there'll be a mix of fair conditions and unfair conditions, but those are the conditions and you'll just have to accept them. There will be no weather at all for the Bay of Plenty. It's taking a short holiday, but is expected to be back for the weekend. In Napier and Hastings, the weather will sometimes be changeable and sometimes not. We have really no idea what will happen there. In the Taranaki region, a mild depression brings with it a very dull day with no highlights at all. It'll be overcast and gloomy all morning, but things should cheer up by the evening, so don't worry, everything will be fine.
Wellington will have another capital day. There will be no wind at all, and the day conditions will be so pleasant they'll actually be extreme. In the top of the South Island, ka kora can expect to have a good day, meeting friends for lunch, going for a swim and reading the newspapers, but try to stay indoors as the weather will be just terrible. A real mix for Christchurch, which will have some unreasonable rainfall, some sensible wind, moderate thunderstorms and some very angry snow. And in the lower south, Dunedin will be frosty, cold and unfriendly until late morning, when the sun will pop over for a visit. Everybody likes the sun. That's all from us. Remember, if it's raining outside, that's the weather for you. Good night, New Zealand. Now, it's back to the news desk with Melody, Molly and Ben.
Thanks. Well, that's all the time we have for. We hope you enjoy today's broadcast. Thank you all for watching this, and we'll see you next time. Until then, I'm Molly, Melody and Ben, and this is Wake Up Mangaroa. Goodbye and ka kite anō.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Roll the camera. Okay.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight we are featuring an interview with a very peculiar-looking gentleman.
Scene 1, take 1. Scene 1, take 2. Take 2.